Hello, my friends. Today we are working on our UFO. Last week I picked out all of my fabrics, and this week we are sewing together our two sides. Next week we'll make the UFO part. So let's get into it. I've cut out my pieces, I'm cutting out my fabric, I'm notching my curves, and I'm glue basting my pieces. There's a lot of curved pieces in this part, so there's a lot of notching your fabric that goes on. And so if you are unfamiliar with notching your curves, you do this a lot in clothes making, and it just eases the tension of the curve so your fabric can fold around the curve. And here you could see that Sour Cat is helping me out with her tail. Vicious tail. And here I am cutting my concave curve. Means that it curves inward in towards the paper. And so this is what I mean when I have to notch my curves. I have to snip my fabric and then I glue baste it to the paper like normal. And again, that just helps the tension in the fabric, and so you can easily sew without your fabric bubbling up or getting all mixed up and jumbled and just annoying. It's just really annoying if you don't notch those curves. And because of all those curve pieces, we are not able to use a whip stitch to sew our pieces together. And so I only use the flat back stitch. And by that, it means that you join your pieces side by side next to each other, and you push your needle through just the back of the seam allowance, just the back of your fabric, and just a little bit on each side, grabbing just a little bit on each side, and pulling tight and repeating that entire process until everything is sewn together. If you have any issues with any bubbling or things not sitting flat, I suggest a good hot press. A good hot press solves a lot of issues that you'll have with EPP. It does not, however, solve your thread breaking from pulling too tight. So that might be a different issue on your side or on my side. For this project, I used several fabrics from Tula Pink. I don't tend to buy a lot of her fabric anymore, so I have had these fabrics sitting around for more than a year. But they certainly are perfect for this project. And so I am continuing to sew my pieces together and moving the dog ears out of the way anytime they are in the way. I don't want to sew those together because then when you go to remove your papers, it can become harder to remove your papers because the dog ear is in the way. So let's just stop that and move the dog ear out of the way. And so that's it for this time. I will repeat the same process for the other side, and then next week we will work on our UFO. See you next time, my friends.